Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So welcome everyone. Although the participation is very less, but still I'm really glad to see all of you once again. And we have started this session once again, and it was uh, kind of a really a fun-filled week. Last week Janmashtami, and I hope all of you must have celebrated it in a very grand way. And but yes, I think it's really good that we have come back again and we have started these sessions once again, the Kadugodi Gauranga Circles evening prayer sessions, where we'll come together and we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So one thing about today is that I'm the host as well as I'll be giving the Japa talk. So please bear with me for some time. This can be a longer talk because I wanted to kickstart this, the new phase of this session with pastime of Lord Sri Krishna. And rather than getting into more technical stuff and talking about some core stuff from the Bhagavad Gita, although the teaching of Bhagavad Gita will also be there at the end, but yes. So in this particular pastime, I'm going to discuss about Lord Krishna's renounced nature. See, when we think about Lord Krishna, about a picture of Lord Krishna or about a deity of Lord Krishna, renunciation is not something which will hit you at the first sight, right? You'll just look at him, surrounded by all the gopis, standing right beside his girlfriend, playing the flute, right? No one will say that this personality is a renounced personality, right? But let me tell you, he is the most renounced personality in the entire creation, not only in this material world as well as in the spiritual world, right? Because he is the supreme personality of Godhead. And when we say that, supreme personality of Godhead, there are six characters, six opulences which he has, and because of which he is the supreme. And what are those six opulences? They are, he is the strongest, he is the richest, he is the most beautiful, he is the most famous, he is the most intelligent or the most knowledgeable person, and finally he is the most renounced individual, right? And normally, if you see that if an individual possesses the first five qualities, even in a small amount, the sixth one doesn't go with it, right? Then that person will never be renounced. But since he is Krishna, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, he is also completely renounced personality. So with that, coming to the pastime, actually this involves three personalities, this pastime, Lord Krishna himself, of course, and his two wives, Rukmini and Satyabhama. So we know that Krishna had several wives, 16,108 wives, out of which 8 were his chief wives, and Rukmini and Satyabhama were among the those chief wives. And Satyabhama in particular, now she had this attitude of kind of showing off the wealth or her riches to the people, right? Because she came from a very rich family. Her father was a very rich king, although Rukmini was also a princess, but father of Satyabhama was a very rich king, and then she got married to Krishna, who is the richest personality. So she had this habit of showing off, the wealth and the riches which she had. And with that, so one day what happened that without discussing this with anyone and without just consulting this with Krishna, she simply announced in her entire kingdom that she will donate a gold which will be equivalent to the body weight of Krishna, right? And when Krishna heard this, he was not at all pleased, like he was least bothered, right? And even like Rukmini was also like, at least you should have consulted before making such an announcement. But that was it. She had already made the announcement. And after talking to Krishna, convincing him, so Krishna reluctantly agreed, that, okay, fine, I'll come to whatever you want to do. And then finally what happened, the day arrived when this, distribution was to be made. So the idea was that there will be a big balance which will be placed, and Krishna will sit on one side of the balance, and an equal amount of gold will be placed so that it counterweights the weight of Krishna, and then that gold will be distributed among the people of the kingdom. So outside the city, there was a big arena, where this entire crowd gathered. All the people of the kingdom, when you must have seen in the serials, generally they have kings, they have this huge arena where all the competitions are held, like archery, mace fighting, wrestling, and whatnot, right? So Similarly, that kind of arena was set up, and a huge balance was placed right in the center. And then Krishna was requested to come and sit on the balance on one side. And then Rukmini and Satyabhama actually ordered the guards to start putting the gold on the other side of the balance. So initially she thought that, okay, she had a decent idea about what is the body weight of Krishna. So accordingly, she had ordered that amount of gold. But even when half of that amount was put on the balance didn't move. So initially, she thought, okay, it will move. Maybe let's wait for some more time. And what happened then? Almost the entire gold pile was put into the balance, but the balance did not move at all, right? And that was the time when she started getting concerned. She was feeling a little humiliated, like she had already promised to so many people, and then what's going to happen next. So she ordered for some more gold, and the soldiers, they brought in the more gold, they put it in the balance, but still the scale won't move. And Krishna was just smiling slyly in his characteristic way. So this time Rukmini, now she really got concerned. She started taking off her own jewelry, and then she started putting it on the gold pile in the balance. Then, but still the scale was just like that. मतलब move करने का नाम ही नहीं ले रहा था. So then with tears in her eyes, and she felt really humiliated with red face, and she just couldn't think of anything. She just ran towards Rukmini. Okay, and with folded hands, she said that please do something, because this is not just a humiliation for me. This is a humiliation for the entire royal family, because I have made a promise to the people of this kingdom that I'll be donating the gold. So what to do now? So Rukmini, she thought seriously for a moment, and then she ordered some tulsi leaves to be brought, by the guards. So the guards brought the tulsi leaves, and she picked up 3 tulsi leaves and placed it on the gold pile, which was there on the balance. And immediately the scale moved, and it counterweight, the Krishna's weight. So what do we, what can we take away from this pastime? What we can take away is that Krishna doesn't need our riches. He's never ever impressed by any material opulences whatsoever, right? Like, I mean, he's Bhoktaram, right? He's Bhoktaram, and in Vaikuntha, it is said that there are hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis who are serving Krishna. So he's never impressed by the riches or the material opulences which we have. Only thing which he desires is pure devotion and love. If we offer anything to him with pure devotion and love, he will reciprocate in the same manner. And it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadham bhaktya upritam ashnami priyatatmana. That means he says that I accept patram, that means leaf, pushpam, flower, phalam, fruits, and toyam means water. So any of these 4 things he accepts with accepts very happily, but the condition is that it should be offered with pure love and devotion. That's the only thing which he needs, right? And going about, and we do it, right? When we do that arti, Om Jai Jagdish Hare. I think this arti is being sung in almost every household, right? Whenever there is some auspicious occasion. But hoda kya hai, we generally don't pay attention to the wordings of these aarti, right? When we are doing the aarti, अरे यार बहुत धुआं हो रहा है, एक कपूर डाल यार यहाँ पे क्या. So all these things, we just focus on those things. But in this particular aarti, there is one very nice line, तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा. Right? So nothing belongs to us, right? Everything is Krishna's opulence. So what can we offer, in terms of material opulence to Krishna, right? All we can offer is pure love and devotion to Krishna, and that is more than enough to please him. So with that mood in mind, let's chant for today. I would request Jasmita to, say the Panch Tattva mantra, and then we will go ahead with the chanting. Let me share my screen first.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Shri Advaitika Dataram,
Sri Advaitika Dataram,
Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda,
Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Shri Advaita Gadadharam,
Sri Advaita Gadadharam,
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Sri Vasadi
Thank you, Jashmita, for chanting the Panch Tattva mantra. And it's really nice to see you guys again. And we hope that we'll continue to meet every day like this in the same way at the same time. But before leaving, I would request everyone to unmute themselves. If possible, turn on your videos and we will chant the Hare Krishna mantra one more time. Please excuse me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Bol.
Hare Bol. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Till then, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna.